He's about to appear on the Discovery Channel to talk about fossils found in Peru. And for Ross, this is a massive deal. This is basically his dream. He's excited, nervous, and trying to look perfect for television. He's standing there comparing suits and asks Rachel, blue suit or brown suit? And Rachel immediately hits him with, well, the brown one brings out your eyes, but your butt looks great in the blue one. And right there, you already know this scene is going to be comedy gold. Ross reacts, moves awkwardly, and suddenly, boom, pain shoots through his ribs. Now apparently he injured himself earlier, and it's clearly serious. But Ross keeps pretending he's totally fine. Classic Ross behavior. Rachel immediately notices something is wrong and tells him, you need to go to a doctor. But Ross refuses because he has an important dinner at his boss's house later that night. He keeps saying he has to meet important people and make a good impression. And honestly, that's what makes this whole situation so funny. The guy can barely breathe without crying in pain, but he's still worried about networking. Rachel keeps trying to convince him to go to the hospital, but Ross keeps fighting through the pain like he's in some dramatic survival movie. Then comes the makeup scene. And this is where the episode becomes absolutely legendary. Rachel starts helping Ross get ready because he can barely move properly. Appearance while Ross sits there in agony. She tells him, just sweep it lightly across the lid. And Ross is sitting there like, how? You're poking me in the eye. Rachel keeps apologizing while trying not to laugh. And Ross is trying so hard to stay calm, even though everything hurts. Then Rachel says, you want it to be subtle. And Ross responds with, you don't wear enough of this. Which somehow makes the entire scene even funnier. Because now this injured paleontologist suddenly thinks he's a makeup expert. The chemistry between them here is incredible. It feels so natural and chaotic at the same time. The dialogue is fast, awkward, and perfectly timed in that classic Friends style. But what really makes this scene special is that underneath all the comedy, actually something emotional happening. Rachel finally realizes Ross is seriously hurt and tells him, that's it, we're going to the hospital. Ross finally agrees. But then, right before they leave, Ross suddenly says, wait, you're not coming with me? And there's something really soft and vulnerable about the way he says it. Rachel immediately answers, of course I am. Now at this point, you think the emotional moment is over. But then, Ross delivers one of the funniest lines in the entire episode. He stops and says, I can't go to the hospital looking like this. Rachel stares at him in disbelief. And then she says, Ross, you can't look fat in an X-ray. That line alone deserves an award. It's such a perfect example of Friends humor. Even during a serious moment, the show finds a way to sneak in ridiculous comedy. So later on, Ross comes back home, and the rest of the group asks how his big TV appearance went. And that's when Rachel discovers the truth. Ross never went to the Discovery Channel event. He skipped the biggest professional opportunity he'd had in a long time, just to stay with her and make sure she was okay. And honestly, that changes the entire scene, because suddenly all the jokes and awkward moments mean something deeper. Ross never made a big speech about it. He never tried to get sympathy. He just quietly gave up something important because Rachel needed someone there for her. And that's why this scene still hits emotionally, even years later.